Welcome to Borderline Furniture. I'm Mara, and this is Project 54, featuring two end tables that were chewed by a dog. This video is a Flippin' Furniture Saturday collab hosted by Dawn at Shabby Meets Bling and Krystal at the Krafty Creech. There's going to be a playlist, so make sure to check out the link at the end of this video. I purchased these tables at my local thrift store during a sidewalk sale, and the price was $1.99 each. I've always loved this style, and now I own two of these with designer dog bites. Not exactly what I dreamed of owning, but let's see what I can do. And by the way, I didn't mean to implicate Oakley. She doesn't chew furniture. Her preference is golf shoes, really expensive ones. So I kicked things off with a deep clean. These tables had clearly seen some action, probably a mix of dogs, kids, and chaos. But I'm grateful that the previous owners didn't toss them. There's still plenty of life in these. The tops had some stubborn stains and damaged wood inlays that couldn't be salvaged. So I reached for the grain filler for the top and Bondo to fill in the rough spots and also to rebuild the chewed corners. Here's a peek at the repaired edges. No more bite marks. And I just want to add here that all of these repair actions created more dust, so I had to do another cleaning. Then came the big decision, paint or stain. I love the natural wood look, and after letting the idea simmer for a few weeks, I went with gel stain. I wasn't sure how the Bondo would behave, and I was ready to paint the corners if needed, but big surprise, they actually blended in beautifully. I could barely tell where the damage had been. After wiping back the stain on the table on the right, you can see how the color's been enriched. Using the gel stain on the entire end tables really brought these pieces back to life. As I mentioned earlier, the tops of these tables were beyond saving, but I had a plan brewing from the moment I brought them home. After sealing the surfaces with shellac, I gave them a fresh coat of light-colored chalk paint and sealed that layer once it dried. I've been holding on to a few decoupage papers, waiting for the perfect project, and this felt like the one. To prep the paper edges, I wet the image where I wanted to tear, which created soft, organic lines for blending. I used wallpaper paste to adhere the paper to the tabletop. Once the paste dried, I began blending the edges. First, I blocked the major colors and then refined them gradually. Blending takes patience. If you rush it, the paint just smears around and makes a mess. I treat this part kind of like a puzzle. You add a few colors, walk away, let it dry, and then you come back and touch it up. And now I'm going to speed things up a little bit so you can get a basic idea of how all of this came together. For the second table, I went with a bold wool image. It looks computer generated with peeling paint and graphic textures in the background. There's no way to blend it seamlessly into the original background, so I had to get creative. I repeated the same wet, tear, paste process, and then started blocking in the image. While blending, I noticed that the colors had a stone-like quality, and that sparked an idea. What if I used joint compound to camouflage the raw edges of the paper? I tested a small area first and quickly learned that joint compound needs to be sealed or paint adhesion becomes a nightmare. Once I got it working, I covered the rest of the background, sealed it, and finished it with this slate rock painting technique that gave the full piece a rugged, dimensional feel. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so you can see how this table came together. To protect these tabletops, I sprayed on 3 coats of Dixie Belle Gator Hide. So remember back to where we started with these very sad and grimy end tables? With the not 1, not 2, more than 3, but 4 corners chewed by a dog. And here is the final look. This is the end of Project 54. I'd like to thank our host, Dawn at Shabby Meets Bling, and Krystal at the Krafty Creech. You can find their links in the description below. Remember, please check out the playlist. Your comments and likes are always appreciated, and as always, thanks for watching.